when anyone thought Abdel Fattah or Abdul, as lots of people knew him, the first thing that would come to mind would just be the biggest smile you could ever imagine. Big man, big smile, they go together. Last year in March, my family and myself lost my father in the Christchurch mosque shooting. I think when it comes to things as sudden and as tragic and as heartbreaking and as shocking as March last year, time is immeasurable. So when someone asks me, how does it feel a year later, I often have to remind myself that it is a year later.
On the 15th of March, when the incident happened, I was right here in the mosque. So, I managed to get out from the main hall and gone at the back. And after, when the shooter came, and after he shot everyone, he gone to pick up another gun. And in the meantime, I thought he might have gone, and I came out of the car at the back from the car park. So he shot me from the main gate, and the bullet gone from here, from this side. So I could see the like joints. So meaning, and then I quickly fell down, and I thought I'm going to die now.
When I would tell people I ran barefoot with my mother and that my father was shot in the back, it would be that I would have to wipe the tears of the person that I was talking to rather than vice versa. And I think the idea of pity just really kind of annoyed me. I just couldn't talk about my story the way that I wanted to. I couldn't fully let out the details of what actually happened that day because of the feeling of pity. And so the message that I would like to put out there is that I think we really need to hear the raw details of what happened that day, whether not just remembering it a year on, but every day after that.
When you're here, and you've grown up in that mosque and you see the walls, and I walked in after the shooting, right? And it didn't look the same. I don't know how to put it, man. And it won't be. There was a fresh coat of paint, and you're that covered up the blood, didn't it? People, the communities did get closer after the shooting, but how come it had to take something so violent to bring us together?
Past year, March the 15th, last year was a shock. It was a shock, and it was very difficult. It's unprecedented in New Zealand, and it has changed our life, I think, forever. March the 15th, and the loss of one part of us, loss of Abdel, plus the loss of other people, and the fear that we went through made us actually numb. We were numb last year. Last year was a very difficult year.
You look around at a space and you know where this person or that person would have prayed, and you would have prayed alongside them. So there are gaps, and that's just physical gaps, and there are emotional gaps. And recovery will take time. Recovery will take time. So the issues people are dealing with are very, very broad. There are those who have lost, we say loved ones, that sounds trite, right? We've lost people who were the corner of their life, who were their reassurance. The people who died in our mosque were decent, quiet people. In 20 years in that place, I never heard anyone talk about hate or hurt to anyone else. Never did. Never did.
That kind of hate that we saw last year is not a language that I understand. It's not a language that I understand. It's not a language that my family understands. It's not a language that my community understands. It's not a language that the foundations of my religion have been built on or can comprehend. That level of hate is the real other, the real foreigner, the real stranger.